Hey folks, welcome back to Highway Blossoms. I can't believe it. It's gone. Oh, we could have just passed it. We weren't even away that long. How can it be gone? We stare at the empty space that once housed a certain ugly green car. Oh, how? Oh, no. I look in every conceivable direction, but there's nothing. Nothing but an ocean of sand. It's awful. It's coarse, it's rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere in a never-ending stretch of road. It's also coarse and rough and irritating, but it doesn't really get everywhere. Was it Toad? No, not out here. Not this quick. Where the hell did it go? Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it? Marina's hand rents against her her cheek. As she looks on with only mild confusion, like she's trying to solve a small mystery. Your car is missing. That's more than a little weird. Well, it's actually my big brother's car. He just lent it to me when he left for college. Oh, well, that makes everything better then. Really? No! I let out a heavy sigh and pressed my fingers to my temple, attempting to massage away the stress and irritation. It was probably stolen. We'll need to call the police. You have a phone, right? I do, but... No. Her voice trails off a cliff. What she said earlier still echoes in my mind. That's right. You said it was dead. And I'm guessing you left it in your car. Yeah. Well, that's just great. Don't you have one? Nope. Never needed one. Afraid no one would call you? Not quite. I shield my eyes and look up at the dry sky. Its color has shifted to a glowing orange as the sunset begins to settle over the distant valley peaks. Ah, I wish there was a sunset color. That's okay. It's going to get dark pretty soon. Don't worry, Amber. I would call you. I can't just leave her. Even if she did have her phone, it would take forever before anyone could get out here. She'd go from burning up in the heat to freezing out in the cold within a few hours. Plus, if there are people around who would steal cars, then there's no telling who else is out here. I can already see how this would go down. She would be huddled on the side of a road, trying to keep warm. A pack of coyotes would be howling all around her, closing in. Then from down the road, a starved creep would pull up in a trashy old pickup truck, open his door for her, and... Oh, God. Hey, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I'm from Carlsbad. She pauses for a moment. Or at least kind of close to it. It's a little out of the way. Carlsbad? You're from California. No, silly. Carlsbad, New Mexico. Right. Had me going there for a second. How far's that? Maybe 2 hours from here? Wow, you didn't get very far at all, did you? Marina lowers her head in shame. I never really seem to. Though I'm not one to talk. I've been on the road less than a day. Would have gotten farther, or further in, like, the concept of your, heading toward my goal as opposed to my physical destination, but would have gone farther to track on I-40 wasn't such a pain in the butt. Or if I didn't pick up Marina. Hey, listen, you don't live too far away. If you want, I could probably give you a lift back home. I prep myself for an explosion of thankful energy and excitement. But there isn't one. Instead, she continues to stare at the ground. Her hands now balled up in a fist as she fidgets ever so slightly. Is something wrong? She shifts her gaze from the ground and looks me straight in the eyes, drawing a deep, long breath. Goddamn audio cut out again. The fuck is going on with that? Remember the treasure we were talking about at the store? Yeah. I know it's a lot to ask, and you've helped me out so much already. But do you think you could take me to the first place the treasure is? Huh? She wants to keep going, even after this entire disaster. The treasure. Could you take me to the first? I heard you the first time. It's just... You don't even know if this thing is real, but you've dropped everything to go look for it. And now you're asking me, someone you've just met out in the middle of the desert, to take you to it. Even though you don't know if it's real and have just had your car stolen. Did I catch all that? Uh-huh. Shameless. I am at a loss for words. How do I even respond to that? I try to recollect my thoughts, but only one word comes to mind. Why? Marina shrugs. Nothing more than that. She just shrugs. I take a look at her. A good look. Her wavy hair has been dried out by the hot desert air. Her face is red and drenched in sweat, probably close to melting off her makeup. Even her nice clothes are a little ruffled. But despite all that, this cute, peppy girl wants to keep pressing on. Even when most people would have just called it quits after the car broke down. Even out here. All by herself. For all I know, she could be some weirdo out to mug me, and this is all some elaborate scheme. But she wants my help. My help. It's been a while since anyone has needed that. It's like an honor. Do I deserve that? Probably not. But she's still asking. Why should I say no? I don't have to be in California for another few weeks, and isn't that why I'm taking this trip? To see the sights for him. She's a little excitable and even more naive, but maybe I need a little bit of that. It's a lot better than just being out here all by myself with nothing but the ghosts of my memories to keep me company. Even if it's just for a little while. Why the hell not? Hop in. For real? Yeah, for real. But only to the first location. After that, the breath is forced out from me by the sharp impact of Marina tackling my stomach. A warm but damp sensation wraps itself tightly around me as dead weight snuggles up against my chest. Thank you, 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 thank you. What are you doing? I'm hugging you, silly. My cheeks grow warmer with each passing second. I try to wiggle my way out, but she stays latched on, her grip getting tighter and tighter. Marina, please. You're all sweaty. Oh, sorry. I'm just super happy. She unlatches herself, letting me clear my throat and recollect myself. Anyway, let's get inside. I'm burning up out here. We clamber back inside the motorhome, leaving the dry hellishness behind. Hellishness. The hellishness. The hellishness of this desert. I return the ignition and let the AC blast away the RV's stuffiness. Letting out breaths of sweet relief, Marina and I collapse back into our seats. Alright, so where's this first piece of treasure? Well... You have no idea, do you? That's not true. The news said it was part of it was somewhere here in New Mexico. Probably. I'm not surprised at all. I should have seen this coming. You have the journal? Yeah. She hands the cheap paperback book to me. The cover feels like it could fall apart at the turn of a page. The whole thing is fitting of its rustic design. I slide my thumb across the edges and flip through the pages. Thick forewords and passages commenting on the journal's historical significance skip past my eyes, most long enough to be their own book. Finally, a photocopied picture of one of the original entries appears, preserving the faded cursive lettering, the entire thing printed on the next page over. Crusting brown stains and wrinkles engrave the photo. Some of the writing has been scratched out too, like someone made mistakes and couldn't erase them. I hate to admit it, but for something that's probably a sham, the thing looks pretty authentic. With bounty and satisfaction in hand, I am now homeward bound, the perilous journey forthcoming. Through my unrivaled intellect and unmatched ambition, I have succeeded in accomplishing what many believed would no longer prove profitable. Of course, I don't know why he's starting to turn into Cobra Commander. Of course, this only comes as a surprise to those around me, not myself. Wow, I'm getting kind of choked by this choker. Not myself! Cobra! That's a bad one. That's a bad Cobra Commander. I can do better than that. I just don't want to blow my voice out right now. I had traveled this way on the trail with many others from the Missouri Territory. But as my typical characteristic success grew, I could sense the envious stares amongst my so-called peers. The danger eventually became so great, I wished to flee, but my companions left before I woke. For what reason, you may ask? I don't know. It is with this in mind that I have taken it upon myself to leave a note for one of my fellow prospectors, and to borrow his steed, so that I may one day return to settle with my family. I should have given him a prospector voice. Return to settle with my family. Yahoo, there's gold. Ow, this journal has taught me anything thus far as that jealous, conniving eyes are abundant. Shit, I didn't read all that. I was doing my prospector. What? I was shining the laser right in the fucking camera like a idiot. A dang old idiot. Smacking it against my finger like a fucking moron. Yeah, I'm not reading all this crap. Where should I actually start? Oh, maybe it just skips ahead. Let's see. If he left California, lived in Missouri, and supposedly hid something in New Mexico, like Marina said, then what we're looking for is likely a later entry. Here we are. Alas, I've reached the final point of division in my travels. During my stay among the ruined sanctuary, the rogue native Lamasi. I'm very white. I don't know how to say words. Lamasi? Oh no. Had informed me of a landmark that was rich in the mythos of his people. Considered sacred, he said that the chances of gold being discovered would be very slim. He referred to it as a winged rock, a monument erected towards the sky. After my previous detour, I finally arrived. It is with much disbelief, I must say, my friend Lamasi was right. It's not just a monument erected towards the sky, it's a mountain, almost as if the Lord himself had struck up the earth among the sand. It's that was such a stupid white prospector thing to say. As if the Lord himself had struck up the earth among the sand. It was guarded by trails of rocks around it, all branching from the mother rock. On this journey, I have encountered many different sights and dangers, and yes, even an occasional friend. As I look upon the mountain before me, I am reminded once more that there are things bigger and greater than I, but not my dick. The biggest and greatest of them all. Although I have not yet rid of this cough, my soul has been humbled and removed of fatigue. I am feeling loopy and weird. That's the only time I would make it. Reference I then. I can think of no better place to store the last of my gold, and I anxiously await the day I return. You can read any previously seen journal entries at any time by clicking the journal button in the bottom right, or by pressing the J key. The J key. What does it say? The gist of it is that it's near a big rock. And a bunch of little rocks. That should narrow it down, right? Yeah, it's the entire state of New Mexico. Marina gasps and lunges towards the journal, the muscles in her neck tensed and eyes wide with panic. That can't be the only thing you mentioned. There has to be more. I raise the journal high above me so she can't reach it, using my hand as a blockade against her head as she desperately tries to grasp for it. She's relaxed for a second. I actually have a pretty good idea of where it might be. She settles down, still stiff with anxiety, nibbling on the tip of her thumb. I lower the book back down and read over the entry one more time just to make sure. There's this part where he calls it a winged rock. Assuming my years of reading travel guides and brochures weren't totally useless, then I'm pretty sure that's a loose translation of what the Navajo used to call shiprock. There's a ship out in the desert? Whoa. I peer over the journal. Marina's imagination is going bonkers, her eyes alight as she tries to wrap her head around such a novelty even existing. How long have you lived in New Mexico? Marina swells up with pride, only to deflate like a balloon before speaking, instead choosing to blow a misplaced strand of hair out of the way. All my life. I sigh and slam the journal shut. It's a small mountain near the border of New Mexico and Utah that's vaguely shaped like a ship. Oh, okay. That makes way more sense. New Mexico and Utah? That's a corner. Right? I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. That thing's a landmark. Yeah, but hey, at least I know now. Shrugging, I put away the journal and smirk. Misplaced as it might be, her cheeriness is a good mix-up from the norm. Do you think the treasure might be there? That's not me, that's her. Do you think the treasure might be there? Dunno, but it's worth a shot. We don't have anything else to go on. Sure you don't want me to just take you home? Marina hesitates for a moment, turning to the windshield as if to dodge the question with her eyes. No, I think I want to do this. All right, then. I put the car in drive and look ahead. The sun has set, the blue shade of dusk rising up to take its place. I press down on the gas. Marina turns to me and smiles. Let's hit the road. The sun has long since set and given way to darkness. Only my headlights remain, illuminating the road and silhouetting the small rock formations around us. I've been alternating between the old tape and the new ones. And new ones, not the new ones, as long as I can establish or anything like that. Immediately throwing on the old tape after finishing a new one, and vice versa. I haven't had any complaints from Marina. She's been sitting at my side the entire time, softly humming off-key to the music. She seems to be the type to just accept things as they are. Like with her car being stolen, or that treasure. Especially that treasure. And to make it worse, it's not just her. Apparently it's some phenomenon now. Goes to show how much I keep up with current events. But the whole thing smells like a scam. I bet somewhere all the big shots from that publishing house are gathered up in their corporate tower, laughing at the idiots they've ripped off with that book. Christ, I'm even starting to sound like him. The music turns to static before the cassette is silenced by a loud click. I ejected and reached for his old tape again. Marina notices, taking the opportunity to break the long-held silence. So, do you like music a lot? Oh, yeah, I guess. I figured. You've been playing those tapes the entire time. She picks up one of the tapes on the center console and inspects it, going as far to poke her pinky through one of the holes. Though I'm not sure what you'd call this type of music. Yeah, I've just been playing whatever. Mostly jazz fusion and alt country, through some new age crap in there for good measure. New Wave. You should be listening to New Wave. New Wave, girl. Most of these are mixtapes I made when I was little. Cool. Any names I recognize? She peeks at me through the holes of the cassette, wearing a wide, genuine smile. Probably not. Ah, come on, try me. Why not? Maybe I'm not giving her enough credit. You know, Gabriel, Gertrude, Weather Report, Donovan, Methany. Marina gives sage-like nods and grunts of understanding as I list off the names. You have no idea who any of them are, do you? Not a clue. That's what I thought. Sorry, I usually listen to whatever's on the radio. I crack a slight smile. It's alright. I could see how it might be hard to get into. My Gramps used to call it road trip music. I still think it's nice, though. It's making you really happy. You think so? She taps her finger gently against my cheek. I pull away a little, but I let her do it anyway. Yeah, why else would you be smiling? I never really thought of whether it made me happy before, but I do know it made him happy. So that's good enough for me. That's actually why I'm going to California. You know, for a music festival. Oh, for real? Where? Not far from Palm Springs. Oh, Palm Springs? Like the actual Palm Springs? I don't know if there are any other Palm Springs in California, but yeah, they do it every year for a few weekends. I went to my first concert a little ago, before I graduated. She rests her head against the window and stares out the road ahead, her smile fading but still there. It was so much fun. An entire weekend of that sounds super awesome. No, it ain't that cool. Marina flings her head away from the window and turns to me. Now she's staring at me like I'm crazy. How can you even say that? It's like the coolest thing ever. I wouldn't even be able to wait. I'd want to see all of the bands. Talking. I'm bad at it. Sheesh, relax. It's not like I'm taking it for granted. It's just, there's only one group I want to see so far. That's right. His favorite group. There's only one thing I want to do right now, which is take a goddamn bathroom break. So I'm going to cut this episode off here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to catch you next time. Mwah. See ya. I'm fucking Audi 5000. Thank you.